Today's video, we're going to be going over a opportunity that 99% of people on Cardano do not take advantage of or aren't even aware of. And specifically what I'm talking about is Cardano DeFi and all of the different opportunities that are out there. So in today's video, with respect to that, we're going to be going over some of those opportunities, some of the possibilities, and just trying to open your mind as to what's out there already and what's coming next. First things first though, if you're already missing out on the opportunity to stake your ADA, you should definitely be taking advantage of this, as you can earn around 3 to 4% by simply staking your ADA, never locking it up, and getting paid every single 5 days in ADA passively. You can do that with a Jack stake pool or any stake pool out there that's minting blocks, but Jack stake pool is my stake pool, and I would mean a lot to me if you stake with us. And yeah, so we're going to get right into it. Today, we have a few strategies that we can utilize and talk about into earning ADA and possibly making some money. We'll see how that goes with Cardano DeFi and all the things out there at the moment. Let's get into the first possible strategy on Cardano DeFi and an opportunity that most people are missing out on likely or not even thinking about. And that is first liquid finance and ADA lending. You can now lend out ADA, and I made a full video on this, which I'll leave linked down in the description, and you can lend it out or rather supply it to borrowers right now to an APY of 3.73%. This is not including the stake APY you will get. So this plus your staking rewards, as the ADA that you supply is staked to 16 different stake pools, not Jack stake pool, but it is staked and you do earn ADA as well. That is paid every 5 days. But yeah, you can supply for a good APY on top of your staking rewards. And this does change pretty drastically. It was at 1% one day, 4% the next, now it's at 3.7. So this will change depending on the market utilization or the amount of people borrowing in comparison to the amount of people supplying. If there's way more suppliers, then obviously the APY is going to go down. If there's not, the amount of borrowers to match it also going up or staying the same in relativity to percentage wise. So that is a simple strategy. That is one of the simplest strategies in order to get some additional yield in Cardano DeFi. Just use liquid and supply ADA. Keep in mind, all of these are different risk profiles and all of them have risks. So please learn those risks before you proceed. But I am going to throw out some bones today in these, in this video, and just what other people are doing and what I may be doing as well. Next up is IBTC stability pool. This is the Indigo protocol, and you can participate in a stability pool if you are holding any assets or synthetic assets. Then you can open a position, or if you don't have it already, you can open a position and mint some or buy it off a DEX and then open an account for stability pool. You can see here you can stake your IBTC and then you earn rewards. The APRs in this have been pretty insane overall recently. I believe most of these stability pools have over 50% APRs, but keep in mind, with more people coming into these opportunities, they will get saturated. So always remember that too. Another possible strategy in relation to synthetic assets and synthetic Bitcoin or a CDP-backed asset, IBTC, is to buy it and then LP and yield farm or mint it on MintSwap DEX and then earn additional rewards and either sell those off or manage your position however you want. But keep in mind that this will put you at risk of a permanent loss and you will have to manage this position a little bit more meticulously. However, there is definitely an opportunity there to make some profits here too. Another idea is to have JED and IUSD and to liquidity provide and yield farm over here, as the rewards for this and the risk of a permanent loss is a lot less based on its two different stable coins. So you could mint IUSD, you could yield farm on it, or you could stability pool on IUSD, or you could bring it over to a platform like Wing Riders and use their stable, the stable pair they have for JED and IUSD, and liquidity pool and yield farm with a lot less risk of impermanent loss. Next up, we have using ADA Finance or Indigo Protocol or a DEX to lend and then long and short assets. Now, this is a bit more complex, and I'm going to go in depth on this in a sec here on the next strategy, but I don't always have the full understanding of these strategies, I'll be honest, and I don't understand every in-depth part of them like Whale might. However, I can explain it to you as much as I know, and hopefully you get the gist of how this works and why someone would buy a token, lend it out, or supply a token and then use the APY to buy another and AK short it or something along those lines. Basically, how people long and short assets are not as straightforward as most people want them to be, and I'm going to try to simplify it here in just one sec. For example, if you want to long ADA, you could borrow USD on Liquid, ADA, Fluid, or Indigo, and then with that USD you're borrowing, buy ADA. Now you're long on ADA, hoping the price of ADA goes up. If you want to short ADA, you borrow ADA on Liquid or ADA and you buy USD. So essentially one way you're hoping the price goes up, one way you're hoping the price goes down. If you are right in either of these scenarios, you profit. That's the idea of longing and shorting. And this can be done with not just ADA to USD, but ADA to a native asset on Cardano, ADA to, Indigo protocol, ADA to Liquid, LQ, as markets open up and open expansion for people to borrow different assets and make this in ways like Liquid protocol, where it's a open, basically a liquidity pool, a borrowing pool on Cardano, and we have other tokens other than ADA here. These types of shorts and longs will become much more possible and much more frequent. Example, you could long a native token by borrowing ADA or USD on Liquid, ADA, Fluid, Indigo, wherever you can borrow ADA or USD, and then you buy the native token with that borrowed asset. So you are expecting it to go up. If it goes up, you just bought it early and now it's went up and you can sell for a profit and then pay back your loan. Or if you're wrong, you lose money. This is a gamble. This is why people get wrecked in leverage longs and leverage shorts. And it is something that will be enabled in the Cardano ecosystem more and more as these protocols develop and get further in depth with more liquidity and also more pairs and Cardano native assets enabled to trade on them. Most people in Cardano, though, have no idea about any of this. They don't know about shorting and longing, and they're not utilizing Cardano DeFi at all. Even if it is scary, it's good to test things out. I myself am not someone who's big into trading and longing and shorting things, but knowing that there's opportunities out there has my eyes open and peeled for when things may happen, when I could farm certain tokens or be active in certain tokens, and also just having knowledge about them to know what's going on behind the scenes, or to know that maybe something's going to happen, like a token pump price increase or a dump, or to stay away from it if the circulating supply is a lot less than the total supply, and just things like this to keep aware of, to be active in the ecosystem and hopefully keep people safe as well. I'm going to leave this thread that I'm looking at right here. It was posted over a week ago, linked down in the description, as well as Whale's thread. Whale said he's going to be covering these strategies more in depth. Some of them are a little bit complex, and doing them and performing them is different than just thinking about them, because you do have to manage different things. And if you're trying out any of these strategies, you're probably going to get confused along the way. And, when do I take profit? When do I profit? How do I benefit? How do I do this correctly? And these are not easy answers and are much better explained in an in-depth guide or an actual example of these tokens, or a token directly being shorted or longed, or a position being managed, and showing the process of that, which I suspect Whale won't be able to do as he wants to remain impartial, but I will try to show you guys things like direct examples in the future weeks as things develop and as things come up on different platforms, like the ability to borrow and supply different tokens on Liquid. But in short, 99% of people on Cardano are not looking at these opportunities. They're maybe looking at JPEGs. They're maybe just holding ADA and getting their staking rewards. But most people aren't even aware that Cardano has so much DeFi opportunities coming and already here. And it's only going to grow as more developers come and more people come and more dApps come online, especially big dApps like Indigo, Liquid, and Axo coming soon as well, are going to be developing and making a huge amount of users have a real reason to benefit and participate in the ecosystem, because they can profit and they can use it to borrow and lend assets at will without a credit check or things like that. Anyways, that's really all I have for today's video. I know that I want to go more in depth on these things, and I will be doing that and showcasing exactly how to execute some strategies. Keep in mind though, I'm a dude in my mom's basement. I don't really trade too much, and I'm mostly in it for the long term and holding and having simple manage positions in account. I also have a lot of money in NFTs, maybe too much, so maybe I'm an idiot. But at the end of the day, if you want to follow my journey, you can actually do that with all my tokens and NFTs investments, as I will be posting pretty much weekly updates on my portfolio and journey to be a Cardano millionaire. That'll be the first link down in the description if you want to check that video and that series out. But anyways, I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. It's been your friend Jack. I hope you guys have a great day. Stake with the Jack Stake Pool. Take a look into the Cardano ecosystem, see what you like, and have fun. Peace.